shirika la UBC kituo nambari 1 kinachokupa habari katika lugha ya Kiswahili. Ni tarehe 12 mwezi wa Machi mwaka huu wa 2026 na ni muda wa kuletea taarifa hiyo kutoka shirika hili, tukitangaza kutoka jiji la Kampala. Msomaji ni Edwin Nyachwara. Bunge la kitaifa limepiga kurunzi katika mchakato mzima wa uchaguzi na kuangalia mambo yaliyoenda sawa na yale yaliyoenda kombo, huku wakitoa mapendekezo kadhaa katika jinsi ya kufanya mambo kwa siku zijazo. Haya yamesemwa kwenye kikao cha bunge hii leo, ambapo wanabunge au wabunge mbalimbali walitoa mchango wao wa kuchangia hoja mbalimbali zitakazosaidia taifa kwenda mbele. Hapa taarifa kwa undani.
Justice Byabakama, Chair of the Electoral Commission, in a press conference told us that money had been released. That was very exciting and created public expectations that finally elections can now be held in the 70,000 villages plus around the country. However, shortly thereafter, Minister of Local Government indicated that there was a funding shortfall of 58 billion in order to be able to conduct the elections, followed by a statement earlier this year again that Cabinet had directed that money can now be released to conduct the elections. And the timetable was given as being conducted in March and April. Madam Speaker, because of the anxiety, public anxiety around this, can we have confirmation here from the ministers concerned whether the money has now been released?
Elected LOC1s, and ECR said we are going to have election in March and April. Could we have that confirmation if we are going to have elections? And remember, ECR had said they had received the funding. So which shortage are we talking about of 58? What is the shortage about? And if the shortage is there, as the Honorable is saying, that was approved by Cabinet, why are we not releasing that money?
This House, that the elections of the LOC1s and 2s are not only LOC1s and 2s, but also the women councils were properly scheduled and okayed by SEC, which you chaired, Right Honorable Speaker, when the Minister of Local Government presented. And this information has reached all the districts, and there is no doubt that we shall vote by end of April. Yes, excuse me, the dates have been confirmed. About the emoluments, I think we passed the budget where we revised the emoluments. I don't have the figures offhand, but at least we passed them in the Cabinet and here.
That he has raised, that there are some concerns of insecurity.
Tukiendelea mbele ni kwamba taifa limeshauriwa jinsi ya kujikinga na maambukizi zaidi ya ugonjwa wa malaria. Ugonjwa sasa unaangaliwa kama miongoni mwa magonjwa hatari yanayosababisha kifo cha ghafla. Haya ni miongoni mwa vile vinavyosemekana kwa ni vifaa vya kujikinga na malaria kama kutumia chandarua na kutumia madawa iwapo ishara zinaonekana mapema. Hapa taarifa kwa undani.
To 13, and that is not good news for the policy makers. You then begin to ask questions. Where is the problem? And we need, after this one, to go and interrogate where is the problem. If we have been investing money, is the money too little or the money is sufficient but implementation is a problem? So we need to interrogate these problems, and therefore I'm saying that this exercise is not an end in itself. It should inform policy action after doing adequate research to find out where the problem is. We should not shy away from the problem.
Malaria remains again, as we have not heard from ED, one of the leading public health challenges in Uganda. The disease continues to account for a significant proportion of outpatient visits and hospital admissions, particularly affecting children under 5 and pregnant women. And as such, the data generated through the Uganda Malaria Indicator Survey, therefore, provides a platform to monitor Uganda's progress toward achieving sustainable development goals.
Wananchi wameendelea kuelimishwa kuhusu masuala ya mahakama na kuambiwa waweze kufanya bidii kujizuia na mambo ambayo yanaweza kuzuia maamuzi katika mahakama haswa mjini. Huku sasa wakielekezwa kutumia sheria vinavyohitajika, wanashauriwa kwamba wapunguze masuala yanaweza kuwaletea uvumi au ugomvi na mienendo ya kisheria.
We think that when let's say the bank and the client go into a deal like mediation, mediation is usually give and take. Sometimes you find these clients have defaulted not because they want to, maybe because there is a problem. For example, the floods which you have seen like in Nyachwara. Now you find maybe he had deported things and they have all been affected. So for that period he has defaulted not because of his own reasons, but because some situation has arisen. So what does that client want from the bank? Maybe to go to the bank and say, yes, I know I owe you money and I must pay it back, but can you give me maybe more time given what has happened? And then if the bank understands that, maybe then they can negotiate an extension rather than coming to court. So mediation would be the best option in some of those situations, especially where clients come to court for relief. Or sometimes where the issue might be you over-deducted my from my account. My account was overdrawn by you people when you are recovering the loan. Now that's a question of reconciliation. Can you get, for example, an auditor who will look at that account and say, this is what you borrowed, this is what we have deducted, you are either right or you are wrong.
If you go into a mediation process and your intention is not to resolve the dispute, but rather to buy time and delay paying your debt, then mediation disadvantages the bank. So we have to insist that the parties, namely the bank and their clients, negotiate in good faith. And that good faith is promoted by the mediator. And that is why the head of the commercial court told us that they give 60 days. And don't forget what has been said all through this meeting, that courts do not resolve disputes. Courts make decisions. They adjudicate cases. So whether you like what the court tells you or not, the courts will make a decision and the Uganda government will enforce it, whether you like it or not.
Mimi nitameza kopo la maziwa mtazamaji, wewe utulie tu, nikirudi tarudi na taarifa zaidi.
My question is, what is the difference between rental tax and income tax? How comes I'm paying both taxes on my own premises? If you want to have a tin, but you are not making any income from your business, you should take on the obligation to continue filing your nil return.
Commissioner General, to invest in taxation. When people understand taxes and they know the importance of taxes and they know the fair assessment of these taxes they're supposed to pay, I think everybody will embrace taxation.
As banning groupage cargo Clearance protects small traders who cannot afford to import full container loads individually and rely on consolidation to remain competitive. Cargo to come in groupage is consolidation, it's legitimate, and we can't ban it. What we have banned, or what we have stopped, is the use of container leaders. Now, Fiona, the good news I have for you is that among the new tax proposals,
now you can get direct answers. Send your tax-related questions via WhatsApp or SMS to 0790-141-887, and the Commissioner General of URA, John Musinguzi, will personally address them. Tune in to UBC News Tonight every Monday and Wednesday for expert insights and clear explanations. Buza Commissioner.
Karibu kwa awamu ya pili, mpenzi mtazamaji, na ya mwisho ya taarifa hii, ukiendelea kutupokea kutoka shirika la UBC kituo nambari 1 kinachokupa habari katika lugha ya Kiswahili. Safari za ndege katika mataifa ya Uarabu sasa zimeng'oa nanga tena baada ya kufungwa au kuhakikishwa muda fulani wakati kulikuwa na janga. Sasa safari hizo zitaendelea moja kwa moja, hasa kutoka mataifa ya Afrika kuelekea mataifa ya Kiarabu. Habari zaidi zinasema kwamba Waziri Kabyanga ameshauri umma kuwa makini na kuongeza bidii katika uchapakazi, hasa katika taswira ya kumaliza umaskini. Kabyanga amesema kwamba wananchi wanapaswa kufanya kazi kwa pamoja na kuungana ili waweze kumaliza janga hilo kwa mpumuo mmoja.
I think such circles which are beginning, they should go digital, because the board was thinking they should open branches, but me, I advise them that might add on the administrative costs. These days, even banks, some of them are closing branches. They are all digital. So let all circles go digital. First of all, it's easy to monitor the flow of their money, and two, it brings services nearer to the members. Once in a while, government can support with digital implements like computers, because under our agency UCC, we support community groups, and the circle is one of the community groups which we can support if they need that support. But since we are now pursuing our digital transformation roadmap, we want most of the financial services to go digital.
Ni masuala ya mashirika na matumizi ya teknolojia au digitali katika kufanya biashara. Ni hayo, mpenzi mtazamaji, tulikuwa tumekuandalia. Waswahili wanasema aliye juu mngojee chini, aliye juu mngojee chini. Hadi wakati wa kesho, mimi ni Edwin Nyachwara. Jioni njema.